I haven't actually looked at Vaesen on Foundry yet since the new modules come out. And I wanted to see whether my install still worked. And my old one that I had on the Forge doesn't start anymore. So I had to go back to my old Foundry one, my local one, and see whether I could import it. Packaged up the data that I wanted, which is just the silver of the sea, really, and into Compendium. And let's see what happens as I come across this here. So, this is Vaesen. Great game, really good game. It's a lovely looking game. Yeah, lovely looking game. One of my favorite books. Which won't go back in. Prize winning and all that, right? So let's see. First thing that comes up is import. Let's hit the import. And hopefully this won't take quite as long as it took yesterday with Coriolis. No, that looks pretty good. Import completed. No issues. Cool. So you get a very nice looking welcome page. My scrolling works. I have put some modules on already. Excellent, excellent. Yeah. Now, as I have done with many other games, I have actually done all this reference data entering myself before, and so I have an appreciation of how much work goes into this, and it's really good not to have to do that constantly, and somebody else updates it for me, and it might never look that pretty. As you might also see here, that the show art buttons are working. Which I couldn't make work on my local install the other day with Coriolis, but here they work. That's good. So dice are nice. I've got that reverse initiative order I haven't bothered with yet. Pincushion, always have pincushion. Good. So let's see what we get. We get the cover. All right, we've got padding around the cover here. I know it's preference. This is probably trying to be the book color, but I always like to have a black surround. And let's see whether I can fix the padding at least. And the background color, yeah, that's definitely deliberately chosen to look like the book. Okay, let's leave that. So, and that's what I want the players to see when they first come in. The format is a bit awkward. Right, let's see. That should do it. So, what else have we got? The map. Now, this is a map that I have already looked at previously, and it is lovely in its clarity. Look at that. You have to go really fine before it starts having some compression artifacts in it. And look, there's home for me. I haven't got the ping configured, but that's where I come from. I'm on the map, which is exciting. Again, I prefer no padding around this, and I prefer probably black as background. Easily fixed, though. Very easily fixed. So, padding, 0, background color, black. Yeah, I like that better. One of the reasons is actually that I get a lot of screen glare. Yeah, and it's easier on the eye if more of the screen is actually dark mode, I think. Oopsala. Same thing. Lovely clarity. There's no map pins on here. Interesting. I thought it mentioned map pins. And when I previously installed it on my local Foundry, it had some map pins. Castle Groundkreuz. Yeah, so that's got the stronghold or base, whatever you want to call it. The Arc asset menu. That looks lovely. Again, I'm being really picky here, but if there's a paragraph between them, sorry, line change, line break, courage returned for the old amongst us, there should really be a bit of spacing in the style sheet. And there isn't. So if I go back here, that works. But if it's not in editing, it's all squished up. I don't like that. So we've got a viewer. Don't know who it is. Say hello. Uppsala South Road. This is for the witch cat. And again, same thing with the padding going on. I mean, the color, fair enough. I know what you're going for, but padding is just annoying. You don't need it. That's better. Oh, by the way, the Ouroboros at the bottom here, I love that. That's a great, great symbol there. Okay. And we have the witch cat in. No, I actually made my own map of this one. Again, why do you need the padding? You don't need it. So again, let's take the padding down. And let's see. Shop has subscribed. Excellent. Oh, I can actually play with some of this stuff with my alert boxes, but I haven't configured them, so never mind. Okay, now because I used the padding, the doors are gone. So that means this was a more walled map. I didn't know that. So let's put it back on. 25% padding. And now that they're all back there. Have we got walls? We have walls. So we can use this as a little battle map. And if I drag a, let's have a look for scale. Characters, Dance of Dreams, or Lars Clint. That's a big hallway for a small country in, isn't it? So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meters. Seems a bit big. 3 meters by 4 meters. Generous country in rooms. I probably would change the grid size, and I definitely would hide the grid because it just gets in the way here. I think it just actually makes it too D&D, if that makes sense. That's better already. So that's all good. We have one of the things I did when I created my own is I created the character path, the life path generation, and I think that's included in here. Let's have a look. Introduction, your character, handout images, tables. Oh, they're empty. Oh, I don't know why. Character sheet. What does it say about life paths? Background tables. So let's zoom in. They might have a chance of reading this. I just read it. Where did it go? Oh yeah, if you want to let your players use the background tables to create their characters, you will want to change permissions, of course. And then that's included here. How is it included? Step-by-step character generation. And then you just have to flick through. Okay. Works, definitely. I had a nested sort of follow this path. Click here for 4B, and on this table do this, and on that table do that. Layout, but this is absolutely fine. And because you only use it once, probably, for your campaign, that works nicely. Macros, we've got some macros. So what have we got? We have D66, reset initiative, and draw initiative. Let me zoom in a bit more, actually, into my browser. I'm on a different PC today, so a lot of the settings are not quite the same. So, import. Should really import them all. Oh, they're imported. Drag them on here, D66, initiative, and draw initiative. So we have probably a card table, I'm reckoning. Vaesen core game, initiative, with the cards 1 to 10 with the graphics in it. Very nice. Although they're not the official cards, are they? The alternative squared off cards, which might work better actually. That's good. And it's text. Yeah, okay, we'll try that out. We've got the other core book rules here. They're items, the critical injuries. That's good, because you can drag them onto the character sheet that way. Of course, the things that happen to you are not good. NPC traits, that's nice to have as well. And the background tables are here. So you can roll on them. Good, good. Okay. Let's have a look how the initiative works. 4 people. These people, of course, would never be in a fight together. We've got the walls and we've got token vision enabled, so that's nice. Let's say they're fighting. Put them in the combat tracker. And will it allow me to do more than one character at a time? Let's see. How many? 1 per person. No, not enough cards decks. So shuffling the deck. Let's try that again. Did it work? Yeah. So we've got Game Master. I've drawn all the cards for myself, but they all got applied to Oscar. So you have to do it one by one, which I guess is fine because the characters will do that for themselves. So draw initiative 1. Sammy gets a 4. Draw initiative 1. You probably can roll it as well. I'm going to try that next. Allows Clint. Let's try it here. Yeah, that works as well. And its highest first, of course, I didn't install the reverse initiative module. If you do, then this will be the right way around. We've got the weather. We've got, oh yeah, these are the tokens. We've got items. Oh, okay. We've got a mix here of lots of stuff. I probably, Silver of the Sea is something I prepared, so you'll see that in a minute. I played around with this before I imported everything. So yes, I don't know what's going on here. I seem to have an old folder structure in here that doesn't belong here, so ignore everything that's not Silver of the Sea or Vaesen core game. Because here's the stuff that we actually have. Aquavit is the first thing. Good. Aquavit. Okay. Got individualized tokens. I like that. Or icons, I should say. So you don't just have one for everything. You do here. Okay. Bit harder to do, I suppose. And they're all sites in the town anyway. Yeah, good. And we've got the, as I was saying, the critical injuries as items, so you can drag them onto character sheet, which is going to be really useful later on. So ear injury, where's it going to go? Character sheet. I don't know what this sort of hashed background is, whether that's a graphic error, whether it's meant to look like that. I'm not quite sure. I like it better like behind the name, a solid sheet. So notes, yeah. Armor, attack. I don't see where my critical injury went. Should be able to just drag and drop it. Don't know why that's not working. Get back to that later. We have, what, the soundtrack is missing? That can't be right, can it? So, default is normally where they stick it, and they haven't. So Vaesen core is, that's nice that they actually split it out, but I'm missing my music. That's just not on. So let's add a playlist. Create a playlist. Vaesen OST. Luckily, I've got it. Bulk import a folder, and if I can find it under music, Vaesen. Yeah. Select directory. And there it is. Now I can play the music. Seems to be missing track number 1 for some reason. Good. I need to double check the import. So I thought the soundtrack was included in this. If not, maybe Freely can push it in for the next update. This music deserves to be heard. It's really nice. Okay, we have, as I said, some background tables, mystery tables. Yeah, let's have a look. So if you are stuck and you wanted to say, hey, we want to make up a session, or you're preparing a session, you can roll a number of tables and see what happens. So for example, you could say what's happening in the city. We have City Hall. Something is happening. And I just realized I have not included some of the modules I normally do, which is the listen. I want that one. Bear with me. What that will do is will give me chat card in the bottom left corner, so I don't have to then, after rolling a die, go back. And permission view is another one. Oh, why is it not saving these now? Okay, listen. No, it doesn't want to save that right now. Okay, to make do. Yeah, you can see what's in here. Looking pretty complete. Now, I haven't run a game on this official module. I have run a game. Oh, the music stopped, so maybe something was going on in the background with the refresh. Ha, there we go. So I haven't run it with the official system. I've run it with my own system. And that was Silver of the Sea I ran with it, and the Song of a Falling Star. Both of them were really good. Song of a Fallen Star I actually did on Astral, though. Astral Tabletop, which sadly seems to be going under. So, it's reloading. Okay, that came back as I wanted it to, almost. Music is coming back on. So where was I? I was in the middle of... Ah, yeah. So what I've done, however, because I have prepared Silver of the Sea, I don't really want to do all that again. I have created Compendium. Okay. And from my local foundry, and uploaded it to the Forge as a custom Compendium module. And I've got it here. So it is under default Silver of the Sea, and I've got the actors, the scenes, and the journal entries. So I think you can see that they're not imported yet. So let's do that. Import folder structure. Merge by name. Number 1. That was my scenes. Takes a moment. Good, done. Next one is the actors. Import folder structure. Okay, it's a small module, so it shouldn't take long at all. And then the last one, journal entries. Got to confuse myself because they keep popping on top of each other there. Match by name. And what have we got in my journal? Running through nicely. We have Silver of the Sea. We have something that didn't work. Well, it's all there, but it's just at the wrong level. So I really wanted it to be there. Okay. Not quite sure what I'm doing wrong here, but this is my Silver of the Sea stuff. So I've got my background, and the style sheet makes it look a lot better, doesn't it? Yeah. So the information is there. I probably would go over and highlight a few things to make it a bit easier to read. But that came across nicely, so I don't actually have to do this every time. There's a new system out. I can actually file away my scenarios as compendia and then bring them in as I need them. Very useful. So, narration. Always like that. Yeah, you can adjust the speed and so on as well. So, turn down the music a bit. Good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I need to create a new world, I suppose. Maybe I messed around with it too much. I've got too many folders and subfolders here. But my music is now there. So, what else can I show you? Let's have a look at some actors that came across. So Silver to See, these are the people from it. There's one which keeps breaking. I'm not quite sure why. I've got the this in my assets. Pretty sure. Tokens Vaesen. Osgood Grain. So now that's fixed. Yeah, again, I find this slightly off-putting, these extra lines. If you don't get them, let me know. But the rolling works as expected. Yeah, so we've got attribute 4, we've got skill 2, bonus die. Okay, I'll give him a bonus die. Right? Yes. And there we go, 1/6. Good. Is my module still not out? Hey, listen. Where's Hey, listen? Seems to be suppressing my Hey, listen pop-up window. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, and again, the style sheet here squishes everything up a bit too much. If there is a new paragraph, there should really be spacing between them. I also can't scroll this other than by pulling the text selection down. So actually, to read the information fully, I have to go into the edit mode. And there's, unless you change something, you can't get out of the edit mode. So there's definitely some clunkiness here. And I can't resize the window. I can't actually read that information. Oh. Okay, it's not that much beneath it. Yeah, there should be some way of actually scrolling down here, I think. So you can see that the last bit is missing. And I can't get to it. Oh, hi Eliziane, I'm doing this because of you, you know. You reminded me of Vaesen, and now I thought, okay, let's have a look whether I can still make this run. So this is just for you. Oh, not for you, but because of you. So, macros we had a look at already. Yeah, D66, draw initiative, reset initiative. Headquarters. So we've got the castle here. What happens if I've got a castle upgrade? I guess they're all here, probably under facilities. Upgrades. Discovered facilities. So, botanical garden. Oh, yeah, that works very nicely. I can have an occult workshop. Good. Like personnel, I can have a recruit, I can have a guard. So this is all about building up your headquarters. Something I never got to with my group because we only ran, I think, 2 mysteries, and that was it. And then I had a different group running 2 mysteries. And the contacts. Police constable and a banker. Good, that works. Good. Yeah, I don't actually have to do much there. Very useful. I'm not sure how useful this is because I'm actually just exploring it myself. We have the calendar going on here. Seems to be something going on with this as well. Let's say... go back a few years. Don't know, when did you set your campaigns? Mine were around 1880, 1870. That will not allow me to enter that there. Because my numlock was off, that's fine. So save configuration. And we're gonna have the 3rd of January, set current date. Should really do this FSC date January. It shouldn't do that. It should do the 1st of January. So that's messy. Don't know what's going on there with the module. Set the clock ticking. Okay. Yeah, I'm tempted to actually start over with a really clean world, because something's definitely amiss here. So, introduction. Yeah, the rule books look beautiful. So, for example, if you look at the skills here, we've got the art. Yeah, which within my show art button, because of the show art module. It's called show art. We've got these as pictures. No, actually, these are proper text. Oh, well done for getting that style sheet done. That looks like the printed word. And the text snippets are relatively short. I like that. We don't have page. Oh, this is getting a bit long. But again, really try to go with the art style. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I've got the lovely art book here as well. And it's not one I'm going to read to my kids anymore. My kids are teenagers, so they don't want to read this anymore. But lovely book, lovely book. If you can get the Undead one as well. I almost bought it. I was in the bookshop and had it in my hand and said, no, I'm going to buy it later. Now I can't get it anymore. Right, so that's skills. Let's have a look at the mystery. Dance of Dreams. Now, if you haven't played it yet, this might have some spoilers in it. So, yeah, I've got the text. Again, what I like to do is linking stuff together. So I wouldn't just have the text, I would have certainly for running it, I would have a little running order. So I use the GM screen for that often. Heroes. On the left, I usually have my running order. Then create a journal entry. Call it Dance of Dreams. And then I would populate this. So I would say something like version 1. So, prelude. Releases. And you may think I'm just duplicating because I've got it on the right, but this allows me to annotate it. If I want to. Confrontation, and to chain things together. Aftermath. I just changed something here. Okay. And I would also put any main characters on there. So if I've got the characters here, all the different scenes. No, I have to remember this, or handouts as well. I have to work from memory. It's been a while. But Oscar, for example, is part of Confrontation. So I would stick him in here. Sophia comes a bit earlier. And you can make this into tables with different columns if you like. Olaus Clint turns up early. Hang on, I need to make sure the cursor's in the right spot before I drag it on. Yeah, and that gives you a feel for it. Anyway, let's save that. And already you can see what's going on here. If you make that into a table, you can have your notes on the one side and the key characters on the other. Good. So, and I would put this then, wherever it went, bottom, put that onto my screen here on the left. And then my other snippets and notes I would put here, like handouts, for example. Dance of Dreams. We have... that's the flyer. Oh yeah, there it is. So I can have that. And there. I can have journal somewhere. Oh, actually, yeah, I can have the journal over there. And the card for rolled over here if I need to show that to a player. But these ones here I could just describe and narrate. Yeah. So I could select the text. I should be able to. If not, the alternative is that you go into this note sheet here that you originally made, your crib sheet for the session. And you put the relevant handouts as well. So at the beginning, in the prelude, you get the handout. So you stick that in there. A bit later. And this is why I normally do this with the table. Get the journal in there. And then if I click on it, I can very, very quickly show this to players up here. Or if it's a piece of artwork, I can show the art. And I don't have to go and say, oh, that's a journal and that's an item and that's a person. Yeah, I've got everything that I need for my session in one sheet like this. I started doing this in Fantasy Grounds, but it was really useful to do that. Gosh, that's a long time ago. Right, so you've got one mystery included. At some point, I'm sure they're going to bring out the... Wicked Secret. There might be others who might be publishing their own content, like Free League Workshop content. I think that would actually be something really cool if people were starting to put their adventures, their own adventures, and there are quite a few out there, onto Free League Workshop as a Foundry module. Yeah, I would love to see that. Right. I think my initial exploration is probably explored. That makes sense. It's done. I do need to check, because something went wrong with the file import, so I'm going to do that offline now. That's not so exciting for you to see. But yeah, again, the design here of the chat cards as well. We just make them slightly bigger again. Yeah, the design lined paper. Yeah, I quite like that. Feel for it. And the maps look great. Better, I think, without the padding with a black background. Great stuff. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Probably not as insightful as some of the other videos I made, because I'm not as familiar with this, because I haven't used the official module yet. But yeah, if you've got questions, recommendations, tricks I'm missing, then let me know. I'll be fiddling about to fix these things, and I'm sure I'll be offering, you know, short blog, as we call it, a Vaesen adventure soon, because you just re-inspired me to look at it again. So thank you very much.